Hello and welcome to our third assembly. It's Miss Tyler here, and we're continuing to think about the theme of trust this week, but we've got a slightly different spin on it because we're going to be thinking about trusting in scientists. Now, in case you don't know, a scientist is a person who studies or has expertise in science, and they try to understand how our world works or how other things work, and they make observations and ask questions, and they also do extensive research in finding the answers to many of the questions that we have about our world. And at the moment, scientists are working really hard all over the world to create successful vaccinations against the coronavirus. And the UK, so the country that we live in, is leading the way with vaccinating people against the virus so that hopefully a normal life can resume, where we'll be able to meet friends again, go to parties again, and see our friends and family. You might have heard about this in the news or from your parents, but it got me thinking, do we understand what the word vaccination or vaccine actually means? So just pause the video for a minute and have a little think about that question on the screen. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got, what is a vaccine? A vaccination is a treatment which makes the body stronger against a particular infection by actually introducing a tiny bit of the virus or bacteria into the body. It's not enough to give you the disease, but it helps the body's defences, or immune system, to recognise the virus as an invader and learn how to fight it in the future. So that's how vaccinations work, and hopefully by people having the coronavirus vaccination, they'll be protected from it as we go through into the future. And this got me thinking how amazing science is. How wonderful is it that we can create something that will protect us? And I thought, we're not in school at the moment. We're not having our usual science lessons or fun with science. So it would be really good to do some fun science experiments and think about the science behind each of them. Now I'm going to pop on screen for you some of the things that you will need for these experiments. But it's really important that you ask an adult that they're happy for you to do this. So experiment 1, you'll just need a dry white marker pen, so like a whiteboard marker pen, a bowl and some water. For experiment 2, a glass of water, a pen and paper. And then for experiment 3, a bowl, some pepper that you would normally put on your dinner, a cotton bud or cocktail stick, be careful because cocktail sticks are sharp, and some washing up liquid. And those 3 experiments are demonstrated for you on the next video attached to my assembly by my lovely daughter Poppy. She's going to show you how to do all of the experiments. And I very badly explain some of the science behind each of them, but I want you to go away and try and make some of my explanations even more detailed and even better. And think about that question on screen, what's the science behind each? So please stop the video now and watch the demonstration video. Try the experiments with your parents. And then, if you have time, post on Teams what you did, or any pictures or write-ups to show us what you found out. Bye for now, and have great fun doing all of the science. Take care! Welcome to our first experiment. Now I've got my daughter who's going to be helping me with this one. Poppy, would you like to explain what we need to do?
So you need a dry white marker, a glass bowl and some water.
Excellent. So the first thing that you need to do with your dry white marker is draw a little picture on the bottom of your glass bowl. Now don't worry, this will come off. So if your parents are saying don't do that, make sure you're using a dry white marker and you can draw on the bottom of your bowl a little picture. Poppy's drawn a little stick man there, but you could draw a fish, a football, anything you like. So once you've done that, what you then need to do is pick up the water. And you're going to hold your bowl on a slant, that means slightly on its side, and you're going to slowly pour in the water. Now once you've slowly poured that water in, you're going to let it settle into the bowl very carefully, and you can see now that the picture has actually come off the bottom of the bowl, and if Poppy gives the bowl a little wiggle, it's actually a bit more of a wiggle, Pops. Give it a dance around.
The dancing man.
Get him to do some handstands. Woo! He's actually having a real jig around the water there in the bowl. Now, what's happening, the science behind this, is that the marker pen, you might be surprised to know, is made up of a mixture of lots of different pigments, and it's also got a tiny bit of alcohol in there. And when that alcohol dissolves in the water and the pigments are left behind from the drawing that Poppy did, it creates a solid. And because the glass is so smooth, that solid just slides right off and starts to go into the water and have a jig around. Unfortunately, our little stick man's actually come unstuck now. But you could try that with drawing little fish, footballs, anything you like. So that's our first experiment. Hello and welcome to our second experiment. Poppy, can you explain what we'll need?
So for this experiment you'll be needing a marker. I'm using a dry white marker, but it's up to you. Some paper, some water, and a pouring water glass, but I've already poured my water into my cup. So the first thing you're going to be needing to do is drawing on your paper an arrow, but don't make this too big, because we tried when we drew it big, it did not actually work. So now we've drawn that arrow, well, you see it's pointing to the left. We're going to hold it up, hold this glass up.
Oh, sorry.
And you're going to put it behind. And you see the same piece of paper, but it's facing the right now instead of the left.
Oh, show us again. Wow. Now you might be wondering what on earth's going on here. Is this magic? It's science, and the change of direction is due to something called refraction, and it happens because the light slows down as it enters the glass and speeds up again as it leaves with the water there. And what we'd like you to do is go away and find out a little bit more about the word refraction and what that means. Impressive. Thank you, Poppy. For our next little experiment, you need some pepper, a little cocktail stick or a cotton bud, some washing up liquids, some water, and also a little bowl. So Poppy's going to show us what we need to do.
So first of all, you need to pour the water into your bowl, about half of your bowl. That's enough. And then you need to get some pepper and just put it on, or even crack it on like that. And then you get your little cocktail stick or cotton bud and dip it into the washing up liquid. You can just use your finger for this, but it works nicer on this. And then as you see, it all goes. So we'd like you to find out the science for this one.